Well, hey there. This video is for you, and I know it's for you because you're watching, but it's for you if you are a Zazzle seller or potentially going to be a Zazzle seller online and you want to get support as a Zazzle seller or designer. Because there is a lot of content out there on the internet for learning about print on demand, possibly learning about Zazzle. Elke and I's YouTube channel, which you've popped onto, is the most informative, all about Zazzle and learning about Zazzle advice. But where do you find that support and where do you find that community and the people that you want to communicate with? Because as a Zazzle seller, which you probably have figured out, is a very lonely job sometimes because you're working online and you're working on your computer. And sometimes you might have frustrations or fears or feelings of overwhelm because you don't know if you're doing the right thing. You don't know who to ask questions to, and you don't know what and where to get those right answers for your questions. And that support is so important because you feel then a sense of community, a sense of being, a sense of placement, of being somewhere in the right spot, and also a sense of direction. So my name is Jennifer Clarke, and this is Elke Clarke, and we are a mother-daughter duo team who help mentor and coach creatives and also non-creatives on how to make money online with Zazzle by creating profitable businesses. We've helped our clients sell over $165 million worth of Zazzle products. And just in last year alone, in 2024, we helped them sell $94 million online. So we, just from the sentence that I just said, have a great community of people who are in our client base, and we help support them. And we are also helping you support you here on this free platform on podcasts, on YouTube, listening to our videos here. And I'd love to hear in the chat or the description of this video, do you have support as a Zazzle seller? Because that can be broken down into multiple different things, whether or not you're looking for advice and answers, or even just having a sense of accountability and friendship, and also support from your household and family members and friends, because that's a big one too. Not everyone believes that working online or creating an online business is always a viable option. And so maybe you're feeling a little bit lonely because you don't have anyone to talk to or understand you, because this is a new venture for someone different in your household or family or community, right? So all of those things all encompassed in one. That's why support is so necessary for creating a profitable business online.
And when we first started out in 2008, oh my gosh, like no one even really understood, and they thought we were nuts, actually. Until, of course, we started making so much money, and they couldn't ignore the fact anymore that this was actually not a scam or anything else. But it's more than just like, I agree, like nobody, even to this day, sometimes really gets what Zazzle is. So if you get what Zazzle is, then of course you're going to have issues trying to explain it to someone else. However, that's why we created this community that we have with our course members. And it's lovely because now people speak the same language. They geek out about the same things, and they support each other. They keep each other accountable, and we celebrate each other, which is the most important thing. Whether it's a small win or a big win, and whatever that small or big win is defined as, doesn't matter. It's a win. And in this day and age, when you're trying to run a business, and most businesses fail within the first year, there's certain stats out there that, like make it sound terrible to start a business. For Jen and I to have started this business in 2008, each of us with our own Zazzle stores, each being quite successful, I think it's pretty amazing that we're still around and we still have these businesses, and that so many other people are doing the same thing. So if you don't know what Zazzle is, then maybe this is, we have to bring you in slowly here into the equation. But if you know what Zazzle is, then you will realize that it is kind of like a fun thing. You start to get like really geeked out on it, and so you do want someone to talk to about it, because it's exciting when you have successes and when you figured something out, or you started selling somewhere. We used to have this one thing where we would make a post, and everyone would list their most interesting country that they sold to already, and just things like that, where like that might seem really silly to other people, but for us it was like one more country off of our list in terms of who we sold to. So yeah, if that resonates with you, then you're in the right spot. So let's keep going.
And I just wanted to say too, before we go on to our next point, I think Elke and I had a really cool relationship. Not only our mother and daughter, but her and I both started our Zazzle stores at the same time, so we could geek out together. We literally talked about Zazzle every single day. We bounced ideas off each other. We brainstormed with each other. We went through failures and also wins together. And that relationship I'll never take for granted because not everybody has that, right? And so that's why Elke and I also decided moving forward to create courses, to create our podcast, to create our YouTube channel, because not everyone is able to speak Zazzle language to people, because I've tried to speak Zazzle language to my friends, not only try to convince them to open up their own store because they
Yeah.
wanted to earn more money, but they didn't have the opportunities to, and it went way over their head. So like, what? You sit on the computer and you do some products and then you make some money and that's all you do? Like it was so out of their own world that not, I think also sometimes it scared people too, because they're like, either jealous or that they didn't understand it. So they didn't even want to talk to me about it. And so if that's something that resonates with you, that's why I really appreciate my relationship with that I had with my mother at that point in time, because we could literally speak to each other and feel comfortable and confident and have somebody else give us advice backwards and forwards, and then feel like we had a bond, like we had a team, and we were able to move forward together. And so if you are missing that or want that, that's why we created what we created, so that you can feel comfortable being part of whatever this may be, a free YouTube channel or our paid programs and courses. But that's one of the core things that so many people are very, very happy about and also benefit from when they come into our community, is that it's the community and the sense of that those relationships that we create, myself and Elka included, with our clients, but then also them together. Um,
Yeah, that's so like don't even like go to the next point until you actually talk about how many people we've connected because of our community that are now lifelong friends, and they're visiting each other even though or they realize they're living in the same, city, and so they get together, and it's awesome. Like we've created this really big network of
yeah,
friends. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And I
And
think I just wanted to
when we
say
get
one.
the we get the pleasure of meeting them too. So that's
Mhm.
cool.
Yeah, we had some, I didn't know we were taking up some time on this, but it's just so wonderful to see this community come together, where we have people within our coaching program where that, oh my goodness, you live 15 minutes from me, or you live in the next state, or you live somewhere very close. And on top of that, we have some clients that have met each other in person during our masterminds, and they live all across the world. Some people in the United States, some people in Europe, and they go in and visit each other afterwards, and like visit each other's homes and have that friendship and that relationship, which is so wonderful and so neat, that's something that you can be creating and in take a part of, that maybe you would have never have had that opportunity to do so. Second point that we wanted to talk about is that you're worried about getting little guidance or advice about starting out, right? When you're trying to find a Zazzle support group, whether or not be with us, myself and Elka, we know what we're talking about. We've helped our clients sell over $165 million worth of products. But if you are looking for advice on the internet, or even just by yourself trying to figure it out on your own, you are worried about getting the advice on how to start out properly. And that's where finding support in a community is so important, because trying to figure it out on your own is a one way to do it. And it's not the right or wrong way. It definitely will take you longer if you try to do it on your own, because Elke and I have had such experience since being on Zazzle since 2008 that we have years compacted all in, in our brains of knowledge, that we know the fast track to get to places, and what needs to be done or what not needs to be done, and what means you're wasting time or what means you're being intentional about your products and your building your business. And so if you're worried and you're here watching this video, the thing that you're worried about is the fact that you don't have that guidance and support yet, because it's the fear of the unknown. It's the fear of not having that community. It's the fear of being by yourself, and those fears of being overwhelmed or not, trusting in other people, is just because you haven't been exposed to it yet.
Or just even being able to trust your own business decisions, or decisions period, as to when do you work, how long do you work, what products do you make, when do you kind of think about whether this is like what you made was good, or if you have to go and say, okay, now that didn't work, so let's try again. So many decisions that have to be made. And when we first started out, we just brought our own skill sets that we had from our other experiences, and they did not serve us well on Zazzle. Like, just you might have heard our story that each of us somehow managed to make less than the $100 that Zazzle pays you out. Like, you have to make $100 at least, otherwise Zazzle keeps your money until the next time. And some people think that's really horrible, but I think it's actually smart, because it says, hey, this is a business. I'm like, let's get you running as a business. But yeah, Jen and I didn't even make more than $90 in our first year. So it's like, we failed. But now, how the heck do we figure out what guidance we can use? And back in those days, there wasn't anything. So once we became successful, the first thing we said was like, we've got to share this. We've got
Yeah.
to help people. We're not always sharing everything for free, although some people think that we should do that. But we've done, and then that ends up giving people too much easy access. And for some reason, that's not enough skin in the game for them to actually take it seriously. So that was an interesting little experience that we had. But in the meantime, look for people that you listen to, that you can hear what they're saying, and who resonates with you, and then make sure that you do get guidance, but check them out, right? And hopefully you check us out, make sure that you know you're happy with what we do and what we've accomplished and how we help others. And then at that point, get close. Get like it's sort of like when looking for any other mentor that you either know personally or don't know personally online, or you read a book or something and you go like, can I trust this person? And what do they have to say? And then I tried some of it and it worked, and it's like, okay, I'll try some more. So then you start to build that connection of, yep, this is someone that I can trust to keep giving me the guidance I need at the level that I need, and at the financial level of entry that I need, or whatever. And so we hope that that's giving you like a little bit of food for thought in order to figure out how you can feel a little bit less fearful, because it's not like when we first started, there was no one that said, this is how you make money on Zazzle. We had to figure it out ourselves.
Mhm.
Um, and because of that, actually now we're the Zazzle expansion experts. But if we hadn't have done that, we wouldn't be where we are today. So trust your path. And then
Mhm.
if you need help, you know where to find us.
Yeah. And one little point I want to touch on too is that I put this down here on the bottom, your fear of fitting into a community and relating to people to get the support that you need. If there's anything that has gone wrong in your business journey, or that you've experienced, like no sales, for example, Elke and I made $90 in our first year, that you are frustrated because something has changed on the platform. Elke and I have been through all of those things, collections, cover photos. We were on the platform when stamps were still available and the volume bonus. If you are feeling like there is something that you don't understand with Photoshop, Canva, templates, all of that stuff, if you are going through personal things as well, where life gets in the way, literally, you could say something to Elke and us, myself, where I'm pretty sure we might have experienced it in one way or another, or one of our clients has said it and we have helped them get through that process. And so if you feel awkward or worried about fitting into a community because you're like, no one can relate to what I'm thinking or fearing or going through, it's amazing because we have some of our, each week we have a call in our Profit by Design Academy coaching program. And one of those calls per week is a mindset call,
Month
and
per
a
month.
month, sorry, per month. And everyone is encouraged to ask questions or relate to people or say something that's on their mind that's not always particularly related to Zazzle, but it's related to their business and how they are performing in their work, right? And a lot of people are hesitant to say, hey, I'm going through this right now, or hey, I'm having trouble learning this program, X, Y, or Z. And I swear there is always somebody that says, hey, thanks for saying that, because I completely relate. And now I feel more comfortable because you've stepped up and said this out loud. So understanding that there's always somebody who's probably going to be able to relate to whatever you're going through is so important, because that's what the sense of community is. And that's what we've built, is that it is a safe space for people to understand how to learn, how to improve their business skills, but then also feel supported with, we know that life happens and things that go on. And so you're not alone, whether that be one thing or another, because at the end of the day, we want everyone to achieve their goals. We know that you're here watching this video because your dream is to scale your business successfully. Whether or not you even consider it a business right now and you're just starting out, it is going to be considered a business in your future, because you are committed to making it work for you and committed to increasing your earnings so that you can add more income into your household, so that you can pay off your bills, pay off your debt, go on vacation, do all of those things. And the one thing that maybe you're missing right now is that sense of support and community, and that you just might not feel like you don't know what the direction is, right? And that's where Elke and I come in as Zazzle expansion experts, as coaches, and help you find the way and find that path towards potentially, future success for you.
And I just want to add, it's also a place where you can get intelligence. And what that means is it's not that you get smarter, you do get smarter, but you also get to understand, like what we say, we talk about our $90 first year, but we also talk about our $100,000 plus years,
Mhm.
and and how long that kept going. And there's just, and then other people talk about their earnings and their struggles or their wins. And so there's this remarkable mentorship going on, right? There's this really, like, each person inspires the other, and that you can't get anywhere else other than in such a like-minded community, which we love having. So
Mhm.
yeah, I just wanted to put that in as a last minute thing.
Yes,
All right,
definitely.
we should probably head out, and we'll see you in the
Before
next
we
one.
yeah, before we head
That
out,
tells you what to do. Make sure you get those links down below.
as always, there's a couple really important links in the description of this video. Please check them out if you are on your journey to Zazzle success. This will work with you with helping your niche. It's 150 Zazzle trending niches and designs for you. It's a free downloadable. Then we have a 3-part mini series to help you go through and walk with you tutorial wise. It's a video format to help you open up your first store, post your first product for sale, and promote your products. And so that is also in the description of this video below. And I highly recommend that even if you are on the Zazzle platform and you have already started posting product for sale, then check both of those things out, because we have always had clients come back to us and said, oh my goodness, I started out improperly. I wish I would have started properly. And thankfully I found you, because I would have been years behind if I had tried to do it on my own the way I was doing it. So make sure that you check those out, and we can't wait to see you in our community. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.